Okay, girls, I'm going to show you how to get that flawless, beautiful foundation and using a drugstore brand. This is not something that you have to go out and get Dior or YSL or spend all this money. This is at your local drugstore, Dwayne Reed, CVS, Walgreens. I'm using Loreal Paris. I'm using 3 products from them, and I'm going to start off with the Anti-Redness primer. It's a corrector, it's Studio Secrets. And I've been dying to try this. I have a bunch of different ones in my professional kit for combating redness, and almost everybody has redness when you're starting out their makeup. And they're in your makeup chair, it's 7 a.m., it's 5 a.m., it could be any time of the day. If you're not wearing makeup, you pretty much probably have some redness in your skin. So you can see redness in my skin. I have no foundation on right now. And I always hate doing videos when I don't have any foundation on because I really get to see, and you get to see what my skin looks like, and it's sometimes very scary. So I always have redness like around my nose area here, and I'm always battling like a blemish here or two or whatever. And so I have been dying to try this product to see. I have them in the stick form, the green redness corrector. But I haven't really used a kind of a liquid. So I'm excited to try this, and it's been working really well. It's very light, it's not heavy. So I just literally put a little dab on my finger, and I'm gonna just go around those redness areas. And it's very light, it really soaks into the skin very fast. So I'm gonna go around like my nose area, my cheek area, and just really kind of try to neutralize all of that redness that I don't wanna see underneath my foundation. So I'm gonna just hit those target spots. You probably will find that you're either doing it on your cheeks, your nose, or your chin area, and it could be possibly to your forehead. Okay, now to get that flawless concealer under eye, I know this comes up all the time with my clients and my models and especially my brides. They're like, how do I get rid of these dark circles underneath my eyes? How do I get rid of the puffiness? I can't stand them. And again, rule of thumb is that if you have hereditary very dark circles underneath your eyes, you can help minimize them, but you're not going to get rid of them. So don't listen to anyone at the makeup counter that's like, oh, use this product and you'll completely get rid of your dark circles. So I'm here to help you on how to cover them, how to get more of a flawless look underneath the eye area. You don't want a lot of makeup where it looks cakey, it looks heavy, and then you smile and then you can see all the fine lines or it starts cracking. You don't want any of that. So I'm using here the VisibleLift from Loreal Paris. I'm very excited about this because it's more of a serum and it has SPF 20. It's a titanium dioxide. Another thing I like about this product is that it's a twist top here. I'm not dipping my finger into a concealer. I don't have to worry about bacteria on my hands. It's just literally going from the product to underneath my eyes. So you want to be careful though, don't keep cranking it up. As you know, with like maybe some of the Stila lip gloss ones or like this, you keep going and you're like, it's not coming, and then all of a sudden you have way too much product. So I'm going to just take this underneath my eye area. And a great trick, girls, is to this little area that's in between like your nose and your eye here, that's kind of it gets a little bit of a shadow darkness, a little bit of blue, sometimes grayish blue. I just like to bring that concealer up right into that eye area. You really want to take away any darkness and anything that would prevent you from having a really flawless eye area. So I'm going to work this in with my finger and tapping lightly. You don't want to keep dragging the area. It's a very delicate area underneath this eye, and you don't want to do any kind of trauma to the under eye area. So I'm going to work the product in. And another rule of thumb is that you want to go one shade lighter than your skin tone. You don't want to go too light and you don't want to go too dark, because you don't want to create that reverse raccoon effect, and you don't want to create darkness underneath the eye area either. So I'm going to just work and press into the skin. Okay, so we have it all worked in. Now I'm going to take this fabulous foundation. Girls, you're going to love it. It's called VisibleLift from Loreal Paris. And again, I bought these products myself. I was literally across the street at CVS buying them. I have coupons from all of my CVS points, and I was using True Match, as you've seen in some of my videos, and I really wanted to try something that was a little bit more anti-aging, a little bit more infused with more technical kind of technology, in the sense that it has hydrocollagen complex. This is going to basically help with the aging process. SPF 17, so it's going to help fill the fine lines and wrinkles. It's not going to be heavy. It's not going to look cakey on my skin. I love the fact it had this brush So I don't have to. The one thing I didn't like about the True Match was I was pouring into my hand and had to use a brush, and it was getting a little messy. So I thought, I'm going to try this. It's supposed to be a very anti-aging foundation. It's supposed to be super ultra smooth. So I got this in Natural Buff. It's 166 Natural Buff, and it's around $16. So I'm going to, again, this is a great thing. You're just going to twist the top, and I'm going to be a little bit more, here we go, careful with twisting as much product coming out of there. I put it on my hand though because I really like to not go from the applicator to the face. Sometimes it's always too much. That didn't make sense, did it? Sometimes it's always too much, but that's all right. You know what I mean. So I'm going to work this into my skin. I love the fact that it's so hydrating. It feels so good on the skin. And I can't really say that for a lot of foundations. A lot of foundations sometimes feel drying, or you feel like, wow, I don't even know about this coverage. It seems so light. So I'm going to just take this brush, work it into the skin, and I'm going to make sure I get below that jawline. I don't want to have any demarcation. Now, this color, I do find it a little tricky to match your own skin color when you don't have samples. But I did a pretty good job since I use C3 in the True Match color. Also, Annie McDowell was their model on the front, and she's very light-skinned, so I figured I went from her color that they used on her to figuring out kind of what color I would be. So I'm going to work it all in for that flawless, smooth finish. Now, a little trick that I like to do, I put this foundation on my hand, so I'm going to just take a little bit and I'm going to go across my eyelids just to kind of neutralize them. You can do this with your foundation. It's kind of like a nice light kind of primer. If you don't have a primer or you have extra product, don't waste it. Just use it on your eyelids and you have just a really nice smooth complexion. It looks beautiful. It doesn't feel heavy. You've got that SPF. And if you just want to do, say that's it, you're done, you just want to do foundation, you can take something like this, which is a cream highlight. This is called Flirty. It's from our studio, Fresh Beauty Studio. Take it on your hand and just go in your cheek area here to give a little bit of a highlight, kind of like that dewy summer skin, right on your cheeks. Not adding tons of color, not adding lots of powder or bronzer. You got a little bit of a nice cheek. You could add some mascara, put a little bit on your lips, and you are out the door. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.